of the people often ask me that you always use a term which is financial literacy. I'm saying yes, that is right. I always use the term financial literacy, there is no doubt about that. I strongly feel that degree knowledge stands nowhere before a financial literacy. Because ultimately the literacy matters, not the degree knowledge. I do not have any personal bias with Mr. Anil Ambani, but Mr. Anil Ambani himself acknowledged in the UK recently that his net worth is zero. And once upon a time he was around 42 or 43 billion dollars worth individual or an entrepreneur. On the contrary, Mr. Bill Gates, Mr. Warren Buffett, Larry Ellison and Mr. Zuckerberg, they are gaining momentum on every day only because of financial literacy. What determines or what differentiates an entrepreneur from another is the financial literacy. But I strongly believe that financial literacy is not easy to maintain or not easy to get. You need to work very hard for that. In fact, in many eventualities, to attain financial literacy, you will get negative comments and you need to digest that. Like people write to us on the YouTube, people write to us on the WhatsApp, they write to us on the Skype. In fact, many people will come to you that they can do any fake messaging on the Google. Like one of the person wrote fakely about Google towards us. To attain the financial literacy, in many cases you need to break the boundaries, and in some cases people don't like that. And if you are thinking that financial literacy is restricted to a topic or maybe a chapter, then I strongly disregard that. First of all, there is no degree course we have in the whole globe who is teaching about FICC, which is fixed income, currency and commodities. In fact, Treasury Consulting believes that it is not FICC, it is FICC/C, which is fixed income, currency, commodities and credit derivatives. I can challenge even Harvard and Stanford University is not covering FICC, forget FICC/C in detail. So first of all, we do not have any degree course. And reaching to Harvard is outside the cup of tea for most of the people because it is not only costly, but the process to reach to Harvard is very tough. So around more than 99% people of the globe are to an extent excluded from that process. In the F part, which is fixed income, a very small part of that fixed income is known as the mutual fund. And many people believe that mutual funds are very simplistic instrument and there is no knowledge which is required in the mutual fund. It can be learned like this within 10 to 15 minutes. No, that is absolutely incorrect. That is absolutely wrong. The practical aspect of mutual fund is much deeper, or rather I say the practical aspect of a mutual fund is not even lesser, if not greater than, not lesser than foreign exchange. We have big boys like Vanguard, who is the largest fixed income player of the globe. PIMCO, Jason Henderson, you have Goldman, you have JP Morgan Chase, you have large ETFs player, SPDR, Spider by State Street. You have big players who are playing in fixed income market. I'm not saying that the importance of foreign exchange is low compared to fixed income. Neither I'm saying that the importance of fixed income is low compared to foreign exchange. Both hold the equal importance. But the financial literacy part will come provided you know how to handle the fixed income. And unfortunately, in majority of the degree courses of the globe, this piece is not being taught. Neither the student who is spending some cases thousands of dollars, he or she himself interested to get this. So let me quote this example. As you know that Treasury Consulting, with the blessings of Lord, is investing his money with top 10 mutual funds of India. Unlike another startups like Chios, just like Indostar and others who are heavily funded by the venture capitalists, Ola, Uber and all, we are a cash-rich company. It's an immense blessing of Lord. Because of that investment and because of our respect in mutual fund due to our money, we continue to get such magazines. And this magazine is by a latest by a mutual fund which is Nippon India. I hope you know that Nippon India bought a very comprehensive stake in the Reliance mutual fund, shortly known as Reliance Capital, and now they are the owner of that mutual fund and they are running the show very well. Let's admit that. Majority of when I was in EXL, I used to be a part of Treasury. As a corporate treasurer, we used to get such magazines, and what my boss used to do, I don't know you agreed or not, the very first day when I went to my office, EXL, now here is a dustbin. What my boss used to do, my boss used to get this, he used to do this. And I still remember, I stopped my boss, I said, sir, wait, don't throw in the dustbin, give to me. And I asked all the mutual funds to give me a courier of this, which is known as the monthly bulletin or a monthly update, to our India office. And I read this. Mutual fund is a very big game, but people feel that mutual fund is a very small game. Now, this is Nippon India and this is a public document. So this is not a, this is a very confidential document. This information is for the public. Like if I tell you, they have around thousands of, like I tell you, Nippon India Large Cap Fund, Nippon India Vision Fund, Nippon India Quant Fund. I hope you understand, we already shooted a video on Quant Fund. Nippon India Balance Advantage Fund, Nippon India Index Funds, Nippon India Growth Fund, Sensex Plan, and small cap, focused equity plan, and the list is very long. So this much amount of schemes Nippon India do have. Now, what I call financial literacy is that an individual who is working in a bank, who aspire to be a banking professional in his life, he needs to learn from these magazines how exactly it's being done. Like I will not quote the name of the company, but let's take an example. Nippon India Large Cap Fund. They have some exposure in automobile sector, exposure in banking sector, construction project, consumer non-deliverable, Ferrous, finance, gas, hotels, industry, capital good, pharmaceutical, software and all. Less than 1% of the corpus is basically cash. Around 99% of the corpus is being invested. You have the credit ratings, you have the expense ratio, you know the benchmarks. Boss, most of the people, those who call themselves as so-called bankers, they even do not know that against what benchmarks mutual fund are planned or linked to. These magazines are very important for your financial literacy in the mutual funds. I'm telling you, just like you will open this Nippon India Hybrid Bond Fund. I will give you in writing, many people even do not know what is bond fund, and out of 2 or 3, if they know what is bond fund, they do not know what is hybrid bond fund. Even if less than 1% of the people know hybrid bond fund, they do not know how to create hybrid bond fund. They in fact do not know how to calculate modified duration. They do not know how to, many people, those who claim to be, I would say, competent person, they do not know there are 4 or 5 kind of duration. Macular duration, modified duration, effective duration, convex duration, concave duration. You have many types of convexity. And it's not theory. You should know how to calculate using Microsoft Excel, which again most of the people do not know. So I feel that financial literacy is very important thing. I feel that this can be attained if you learn all these things. Example, there is a magazine which is being published by Trade Finance Global. It's a respective body in Europe. In this magazine, they talked it about what's happening in the trade finance. Now this is that magazine, and I thank you to them. They love giving that magazine to us, and many people know that. In fact, I don't know how many knew this or not. Whenever I go to any conferences and seminars, many of my people are busy in getting freebies like pen drives and pencils and all these kind of stuff. I used to carry a lot of weight in every conference, and people used to call me, what is this weight stand for? I tell you a small story. During Singapore Festival 2019, I got a chance to interact with a Hungarian central banker. Well, initially I was not aware that he's an Hungarian central banker. We just chatted on a lot of stuff. He was so impressed that he gifted me a book on Hungarian financial management and how the central bank is managing the policy in Hungary. The weight of that book was only 6 to 7 kg. Only one book is 6 to 7 kg. I think more than that. And I love that book, and I read this daily. So once you read magazines, like if you read such kind of magazines, which we read word by word, you will get to know that, what's happening in the trade business. Who is doing who is not doing what, who is doing what, why they are doing, what is an intention. And you need to digest that. This is financial literacy. And that financial literacy has to be there. Because I feel that financial literacy cannot be attained by a degree course. Definitely it cannot be attained by any lecture. You have to read the magazines and you need to learn that how it can be done. This is what the purpose. Like example, I will show to you. In a Nippon India hybrid fund, they are saying the fund will run 90% accrual and equity exposure of around 10% to create alpha with lower volatility. Accrual strategy will moderate MTM volatility, duration 1.75 to 2.25 years. Investment into the research credit primarily AA and below rated papers. Equity strategy, investment into equity with a long-term view. Can I ask anyone, those who are watching this video, what is MTM volatility? Just think and let me know. I will conclude this video with a question. If you really think you are a banker, if you really think you are CFA, you are GARP, you are FRM, just text me what is MTM volatility with formula. These things can only be attained if you have these books on your table. And more importantly, there is a very beautiful line which is said by somebody. You need to work hard to attain something. And once you got that, you need to work more hard to have this with you. And I think that is the only reason why Mr. Bill Gates, who is around more than 75 today, he is working very hard even today, though he knows that he is the number 1 or number 2 richest man of the globe. Mr. Jeff Bezos, the founder, Amazon, I don't think if he stopped working today, maybe many generations of him, there is no need for the generations to even work. But he's still working. Mr. Warren Buffett, an exemplary personality, though I have a lot of interpretation issues with him, but he is around 80 plus, I think 85 something. He's still working and dedicatedly. So it's not easy to attain something, but once you get that, you need to work more hard to be that thing with you. And that is the reason, if you carefully see, that Paytm, Ola, Uber, Swiggy, Zomato not been able to reach where Microsoft, Facebook, Amazon, Apple and all these companies reached, because complacency. Similarly, financial literacy cannot be achieved only via a piece of paper which is known as degree. Could be any degree. It can only be achieved provided you are into the world of practicality, and that can only be possible provided you have a zeal which is coming inside you to get this done. And that zeal is natural. It cannot be artificial. I never learned driving in my life, and I am turning 36 after 5 months. And mind it, I have a car. I love to have BMW, Audi and all cars in my garage soon, before I turn 45. But still I will not learn driving. I tell you, I love Audi, but I will not learn driving. I will hire a chauffeur who will drive for me. Because the zeal of driving is not here. But the zeal of learning new things, challenging the regulator, challenging the status quo, shooting YouTube videos at around 3:15 in the morning, and that too absolutely complimentary. To make people motivated, and I know many of you, those who are watching this video, will not even spare 5 seconds to write a good comment on the YouTube video. This is called thankless. But still I will do my work, because my God gave me a message to let people awake, to let people inspire, to make changes in the society. If my YouTube channel will bring a cheer on 2 faces in the whole globe in a day, my job is done. Because 2 into 360 means I am bringing 720 smiling faces in a year. That's sufficient. So choice is yours. You still think that literacy is a degree, any degree, or you feel that literacy is this, literacy is this, literacy is the newspaper. But let me assure you one thing, the era in which we are is an era of digitization, is an era when technology will rule over human beings, and I really doubt anyone can stop that. But having said that, in this era, human being would have, though small, but an opportunity before them. And that opportunity in this whole globe, less than 0.1% of the people will get a chance to rule that machine who will rule the globe. In this 0.1%, to enter into this 0.1% of the people is a very difficult job. I know. And very, very complicated job. But if you are able to enter in this 0.1% of the people by 2025 or probably by 2026, when technology will start to rule over the human beings and human beings will have no work to do, then you are secured. But if you continue to feel that the literacy is only in degrees, it is only in lectures, it is only in books, it is only in an obsolete examination papers which make no sense, then choice is yours. For me, to cut the long discussion short, a mutual fund literacy is here. A mutual fund literacy is in the magazine. A mutual fund literacy is a portfolio which is created by PIMCO, which is in public domain, which is created by Vanguard, which is in public domain. This is mutual fund literacy. Rest is your hand. With this, we thank you very, very much. You know my mobile numbers, which is +91 9899242978. My another number mentioned on our fixed income platform, which is www.fixedincome.global. Have a good time and talk soon.